So let's talk about cheesecake real quick. Oh my God, this no-bake cheesecake has changed the game. This is the best no-bake cheesecake you will ever have. This is as easy as it could possibly get. The recipe can be found using the link in my description below, along with my other social media. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can join me every Wednesday for new recipes and episodes of Bake It with AJ. This cheesecake is out of this world, so let's get started. First thing we're gonna do is make the crust here. So in a food processor, I have about 15 sheets of graham crackers, about 2 cups of crumbs we're going to need here. If you don't have a food processor, don't you worry, honey. You can use a plastic bag and take a mallet or a rolling pin to that sucker and just crush them until they are nice and fine. To that, we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar with a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, and 1 stick of unsalted butter that we have completely melted in the microwave. Now I'm going to blitz that again in my food processor until it is nicely combined and we get a beautiful crust just like this. Now it's time to put this in our pan. So I have a 10-inch springform pan. I'm just going to dump my crust in here, and now we want to really compact it in there just to prevent it from cracking whenever you go to cut it later on. So I'm going to spread it around first off to get it nicely dispersed. Go in with my hands and really use some elbow grease, push it down in there nice and firm so that it's really compact. And then to help get it nice into the corners there, we're going to take a measuring cup and we're going to use that to just press the crust around the base of the pan there, get it nice and firm into the corners so that when it cuts, it's super clean and compact. Now we're going to let this chill in the fridge until we are ready to use it. So just go ahead, set that in there, and we're going to go on and move to the next step, which is the whipped cream. Now since this is no bake and there's no eggs, the cream is really the base of the cheesecake that's going to help it set up in the fridge. So in a large bowl here, I have 1 cup of heavy cream that is nice and cold. Make sure it's cold. You can use a hand mixer or your hand. Skip the gym and use this as your workout instead. That's what I did, and just whip that until you get nice stiff peaks like this. You're going to cover this with plastic wrap and you're going to let this sit in the fridge and chill until we are ready to use it later on after we get the rest of the filling made. So for that, I have my stand mixer with the paddle attachment, in which I'm adding 3 8-ounce blocks of room temperature cream cheese, that's 24 ounces, along with 2/3 of a cup of granulated sugar and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. You want to make sure this cream cheese is completely softened so that there are no lumps here. So just mix that medium-high speed for a couple minutes until it's really smooth. Then we're going to add a tablespoon of vanilla bean paste and 1/4 cup of room temperature sour cream. If you don't have vanilla bean paste, you can use a couple teaspoons of vanilla extract instead. The bean paste just makes it look really nice and special with vanilla bean flecks all throughout there. So after you've blitzed that and gotten it really beautifully smooth, that whipped cream we set aside in the fridge, we're going to go ahead and dump that in there. And now we're going to break out our classic folding technique. If you don't know how to fold, here's where you learn, honey. You take a rubber spatula and you just gently go around the edges, cut down the middle, and then you keep folding it over. This is done so that you don't deflate the cream and the filling stays nice, light, and fluffy. After you've gotten that all successfully folded together, go ahead and dump your filling into our prepared crust that was chilling out in the fridge. Just use your spatula to judge that around a little. Make sure it is nice and evenly dispersed all over our crust there. You can use an offset spatula if you want to make sure this is perfectly smooth if you're a presentation freak kind of like me. If not, rustic is just fine. You do you. I will not tell anybody, I promise. So after that is all nicely dispersed in our crust there, go ahead and cover it with plastic, and now you need to let this chill in the fridge for about 6 hours. Overnight is preferred, just because you really need to let this set up as much as possible. Now, the one thing you can't really escape when it comes to cheesecake, whether it's no bake or traditional, is you have to let it chill in the fridge for a minimum of 6 hours. So if you're needing this for something, do it the day before. Be prepared. Always be prepared, honey. Now for the blueberry topping, in my sauce pot on medium heat, I'm going to be putting a pint of fresh blueberries, as well as 2 tablespoons of water, a tablespoon of granulated sugar, and 2 teaspoons of lemon zest. This is going to give a great brightness to this topping here, so don't skip this step. You want to cook this on a medium heat, stirring occasionally until the blueberries start to bubble and break down a little bit, and then just continue to cook it on medium heat just for a couple minutes until it gets nice and bubbly and steamy. After it's a beautiful pureed blueberry mixture like this, you're going to cover this and let this chill in the fridge for about 30 minutes just to let it thicken up a little bit. You don't want to pour this on the cheesecake hot because it will not go well. And same thing goes for the blueberry topping. You can either make this the day of and let it chill for 30 minutes, or you can do that the day before as well and just have it all ready to assemble when you need it. Now it's time to pour the blueberries on top of the prepared cheesecake that has been sitting in the fridge. So just pour it on there and use a spoon to gently press it to the edges. If you want to drip it down the edges, that's fine. And voila, people, how beautiful. And after I've had my time to appreciate this amazing work of art and beautiful deliciousness, I'm blown away. I'm completely blown away. This is so good. It is soft. The texture is creamy, delicious. It's tangy from the cream cheese, not overly sweet. And the blueberry is just the perfect addition on top. You can really do that with whatever fruit you like. Strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, boys. The recipe can be found using the link in my description with my other social media. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up because this is unbelievably amazing. Leave me some comments down below, and of course hit that subscribe button and join me every Wednesday for new recipes and episodes. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Oh my God, how have I not done this before? I'm serious, I don't think I will ever bake a cheesecake again.